wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports King. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy, already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
Right back at you. Tuesday. Before we get started here, but first of all, this is the Sports Kings podcast. I'm Big Mike. Rob Calloway back in the saddle. We're being heard via Spreaker.com, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Our social media vehicles of choice. Our email address, sportskingslive@gmail.com. Use all four of those things for however you see fit. By the way, I am an idiot. I told you guys last hour, at the beginning of the hour, that you would be hearing an extended edition of the Sports Kings podcast. That still will happen, but the plan was for the previous hour to not be an hour, for it to be 90 minutes, which included the interview portion before the hour with Adam Silver, not the commissioner of the NBA, Steve Silver.
Wow, we're doing big things.
The league of the legalblitz.com. But because I'm like Pavlov's freaking dog, I sit here and I watch this console while we do these podcasts, and every now and then I go to a website or I go to my notes on the desktop screen, and I switch back so I can see how much time we have left. As you guys notice, the majority of the podcasts are right at 60 minutes. Everyone, I try to make sure we keep it nice and tight. So as I see 58 come up on my screen, yeah, it's time. That goes into my mind. It's time to start wrapping up the hour, forgetting totally that I told you guys that it was going to be an extended version. Nonetheless, no fear, no lies were told. This hour will be extended because we got a lot of stuff we got to get into. We got to talk about this Ted Wells situation. We got some basketball to talk about from last night. We got to do On This Day as well. Last night I didn't do On This Day until the last 5 minutes of the show because of all this Bounty Gate situation. Or, see, me again. This Deflategate situation. So we're going to tighten it up. We're going to get it right. Get it right, get it tight. Whoever song that was, I'm stealing it from you. All right. Let's set up everything real quick. Like I said, we got On This Day this hour, or for this 90-minute segment. We're gonna forward the story, the Deflategate story, as it were today. Don Yee, he actually kind of insulted our guy Ted Wells. Now he's our guy because we find out he's a brother, so that makes him officially our guy. So he had some had some things to say as far as his retort to the I wouldn't go that far. You got to come on this show before he becomes a friend of the show. That's the rule.
Well, he followed us. He followed us on Twitter.
Who did?
So he's down with the gang.
Who followed us on Twitter? Ted Wells?
Were you not
the attorney?
No. No. I thought you were talking about your guy. My bad.
No, hell no. Well, he's our guy. Yeah, he's a friend of the show too. No, Ted Wells, I'm talking about. He's our guy now because we find out he's a brother. No, Steve Silver's not a brother. He's a white gentleman. Which, by the way, I believe everyone out there should should pause the podcast and stand up and give me a standing ovation, because not only is Steve a white gentleman, he's the second guest on the show, and the previous guest before him was a white gentleman as well. So there, equal opportunity around this piece. Get some in your life, cuz we filled our quota for the year, and now from here on else, ratchet brothers all the way across the board. No, I'm just playing. I'm 100%. I'm BSing totally. Yeah, that was way past ignorant. I got some Tim Tebow news. I got a little social commentary I want to talk about as well. Something that happened over the weekend that was very, very disturbing. I didn't get a chance to mention it yesterday, but it is still in my notes. A couple of NCAA holes things that popped up as well, and one short, some Major League Baseball stuff as well. That's going to kind of tie into my social commentary. And, for Rob's sake, we've got like one last dying little issue or thing that happened today out of the world of boxing. They would not let this fight of the century even go away in the least bit.
It's not going away, man. I'm telling you, dog. It ain't going away, man.
I refuse to be a fool for this thing, ever. again.
I mean, dude, they never gonna start talking about it till they fight again, man.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so crazy because it's like nobody's talking about the fight for all the reasons that, you know, like the reasons that one would expect. You know what I'm saying? Like one would expect, like, oh yeah, we just saw like really fight of the century. But dude, let me tell you something. Saturday, I saw some boxing on regular TV, CBS, that topped that Mayweather-Pacquiao, right? Not to mention Saturday night, Canelo Alvarez made his return to the ring on HBO after 500 days off.
Is that the Mexican Ginger?
Yeah, that's the dude that his only loss is Floyd.
Yeah, the Mexican Ginger.
He's like, right, he's like 42-1, 43-1, something like that. But this dude, the 50 got a boxer named James Kirkland. Canelo Alvarez whipped that boy's ass. You hear me? Oh my God. It's what everybody expected to see last week. You know, what the people thought they would go see. It was unbelievable.
You mean the idiots? The idiots who thought they would see something like that. Yeah, no one who has any intelligence thought they were going to see that.
Well, you want just going to get it out the way so we don't have to talk about it?
Absolutely not. I'm going to talk about this Deflategate situation. Absolutely
not.
We'll definitely get to that. This is the big dog today. It's the big game. So we recapped everything the last hour. So today, the gentleman who did a lot of the talking for Tom Brady last week, his agent, Don Yee, today apparently he questioned Mr. Ted Wells' independence and the fact that, it is kind of weird. You know, he's being paid by the NFL to do an quote-unquote independent investigation on behalf of the NFL. To the rational mind, not just the irrational mind. Well, to the rational mind, it would bring up questions. To the irrational mind, you start, hollering foul. That's what the irrational people do. Like, well, I don't believe this at all. These dudes were just talking about Tom. That don't mean nothing. Well, it kind of does, but you have that, and I'll have the real world on my side. So Ted Wells, he addressed a few things in today's, and that's the other thing too, Rob, that happened yesterday. I forgot to tell you. I'm going to get on Twitter eventually, and I'm going to offer shock collars to the listeners because my guy Alec listened to the podcast yesterday, and he gave me some constructive criticism that, this is why I love my dude. He says, Mike, everything sounds cool, but you got to start saying so much. Because that's my little bridge between thoughts, and so now because he said it, now it's like right at the front of my brain at all times now. So I said to the listeners yesterday that I'd give them, I'd wear a shock collar and send out the remotes to them, and so like, although we're recording this and it's not live, they can, like, while they're recording it, like 4 o'clock in the morning, or while they're listening to it 4 o'clock in the morning, I just get shocked by something because some dude in Queens Creek, Arizona, heard me say and it's like, yep, there he is. Yeah, that's not really going to happen, but I'm going to try my best to be more fluent in my speech and not have the ums and the ahs. So I'm gonna work on that. That's what it's all about, trying to improve myself as well as improve the product.
I mean, you could always use the Decatur filler upper.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that either because I want it to be palatable for the people who listen to it. I want people to continue to listen to it.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, bro.
Back to I just did it again. Back to Ted Wells. He addressed the notion that initially came to him or came was publicly. This whole thing was publicly described as a sting operation by people in the Patriots organization. And here's what Ted Wells had to say about that whole notion.
I did not find that there was a sting. What the facts showed was just the opposite. When the Colts made the complaint, no one at the league office took the complaint seriously. They flipped the complaint by email to the operations people so they knew about it. They told the refs. Walt Anderson thought it was just a normal complaint. You get these types of things all the time. Nobody paid that much attention to it.
Absolutely. And that's what I told you guys the other day that Tim Hasselbeck said. He said people do it all the time about different things. Like, okay, refs, we need you to watch this team. The last time they got away with a gang of holding, or the DBs are way too physical for the rules, and they send in these complaints and these reports. And it's not incumbent upon the NFL or the officiating crew to then come to whoever the opposition is, whether it be the Patriots or the Falcons or the Cleveland Browns or whoever it may be, and say, well, the Jacksonville Jaguars called us and told us you guys were holding a lot. It's not their business to do that. What they're doing now is they're gonna keep an eye out for it. And then when they see it, just like what happened, from my understanding, they reinflated the footballs in the second half, and everybody moved on initially. But then there was an issue of competitive advantage and the fact that people with common sense said, this can't be the first time this has happened. That's an unbelievable thing. Yeah, it's unbelievable that this is the first time that this happened. So then began the whole inquiry. And the one thing that I agree with most on, here's the other thing that happened today. Well, the one thing I agree with most on is that the smugness, and I mentioned this to you guys yesterday, that I know that Roger Goodell and Troy Vincent were watching Tom Brady when he sat down with Jim Gray. And that whole little, yeah, but I'm still Tom Brady attitude, I don't think, based on previous behavior by the league, that really sat well with them. They like a lot of contrition and a lot of begging for forgiveness and a lot of humility.
And that's what I was saying that day when it was on. I was like, this is so weird. Like, this dude is up here, and the crowd is cheering for him, and he's up here like, it's only been out for about 30 hours. So after I digest it, I'll get back with you. Like, what?
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
That, along with, the extreme denials by everyone involved, your owner saying that he demands an apology once this report clears us. I demand an apology. Like, when you start doing like stuff like that, I believe wholeheartedly that rich white people don't like to be told what to do. They didn't get rich being told by other people.
We know that. We know that.
That's just real talk. So when you got a bunch of them, you got Roger Goodell, you got Mr. Kraft involved, you got Tom Brady involved. That's a lot of money, a lot of influence, and a lot of power in that one little bitty circle, man. So all this whole situation about this is really going to damage the friendship between Roger Goodell and Robert Kraft. Yeah, neither one of them give.
No, it ain't.
It probably will.
It ain't.
I probably
no,
will.
It ain't.
Yeah, it probably will.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because if Robert Kraft don't love anything, if he don't love anything, he love that team more than anything. Period. Point blank.
Oh yeah, that team first, right?
The fact that he feels, whether the reports are and the way people who know these guys feel, is that see, there I go again. Robert Kraft vouched for Roger Goodell to even get the job, and even while in the job, when Roger Goodell was going through all this crazy stuff with the Ray Rice situation, yeah, guess who was there to have his back? Mr. Kraft. He was there to say, "Nah, lay off my dude," and then for it to come full circle, and Roger Goodell to be like, "Yeah, I appreciated that when it happened, but now it's a new day." And yeah, based on that Ray Rice thing, like, I can't even be perceived to go soft on anyone by anyone outside, anyone that's not a Patriots or Patriots fan. I can't be perceived to go soft on you, especially this is where him being a friend to Roger Goodell may have hurt him more. Because the minute he gives Tom Brady one game and walks away from the table, everybody like, what the hell? Oh, see, all right, I get it, because that's your boy. Yeah, look at you looking out for your dude. See, it's like it's a classic lose-lose situation. Because I could lose the respect of the other 31 teams or lose the respect of my guy. He chose to lose the respect of his guy immediately. Like, this dude, like, from everything I saw reported today, this dude is PO'd. Robert Kraft is pissed about this. To the highest level of pistivity. So while you may think this relationship isn't severed, by all means it is. And this is the thing: when you have money, you don't need friends.